This segment of Packard Pokes At was made possible by patrons of the show and viewers like you. Please go to patreon.com/PackardPokesAt to help support the show. Thank you. Out in Idaho, a Boise woman is facing felony charges after police said she beat, kicked, and stomped the neck of a Jewish woman in an attempt to convert her to Jesus. Because, you know, that's how people respond to being converted. If you can't threaten them with hell because they don't believe in it, the next best thing is to beat the shit out of them. They are calling this a hate crime. The prosecutors have charged Margaret Dawn Hager, age 58, with 2 counts of malicious harassment for beating a woman identified in court only as AG. Describing Hagee, an acquaintance of the victim, authorities have showed up at the home of AG on February 5th and began banging on her window. And she basically started, you have to convert to my religion. And she was not going to leave until she made her convert. And the woman went to step out the door, say, hey, get the fuck out of here. Probably not in those words. Maybe it was those words. I don't know. As soon as she did, the woman grabbed her by the hair, threw her to the ground, and then stepped on her neck. And the woman wouldn't let up until she said, you convert. And then the woman finally relented and say, hey, fine, I'll convert. And then she came back later and she wrote the word death on the woman's mailbox. I mean, you just supposedly converted somebody. Why would you write death on their mailbox on top of it? It's like, this is a prime example of a hate crime. Joe, your thoughts?
I have no idea what you're talking about. I didn't read this story.
Did you?
I read about the priest that wants to the robots.
Yeah, that's next.
Yeah, I went there. All right, so what did she do? She tried to convert somebody and then stomped on their neck?
Yeah, basically.
A Jewish woman.
Jewish woman, yeah. She attacked him because she wanted him to convert to Jesus.
That's just outrageous.
That's
craziness. Like, you can enjoy your own religion. You know, if you want to believe that shit, then fine. If you're going to go around and start physically attacking people because they believe in a different religion or they don't agree with yours, then that's bigotry.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
It is. And it does say here the victim eventually the victim had to comply to escape the attack. And then, of course, she returned back home on February 7th and scratched the phrase. I'm sorry, she scratched the phrase, including the word death, into their mailbox.
Death bin bond, which whatever that means.
I hope she was arrested.
Yeah, she was arrested. She actually...
She'll be arraigned this week.
Yeah. Connie was actually able to pull up her police record. Thank you, Police Records Online. This woman has multiple battery charges stemming back from 2004. The fact is that this woman has a history of harassing others. And
well, to be honest, she had a battery charge in 95 and then 03 and then 04.
Mm-hmm.
And my son-in-law, who is staying with us right now, was kind enough to point out to me, well, that's just when the internet was really available and records started to be posted. So she has other things, not battery, but she has a lot of other infractions. She's had many dealings with law officials, and so this 58-year-old woman has had a record since at least 1990.
Mm-hmm.
I can imagine that she probably has priors.
Yeah.
Just didn't follow her. But the fact that she has 3 other battery charges prior to this one, and guess what? Every single one of those were dismissed.
Yeah.
They were dismissed, and when you look at the record, it's like for lack of evidence, or it's like for, they were asking for witnesses or whatever, and it was like, really?
And also, as it turns out, she was in the court, and they said, you're going to be charged here. And she says, well, I'm a sworn-in deputy of Ida County, and I also give my oath that what I say is legal and binding. But according to the authorities, there's no record of her working anywhere as a deputy in Ida or any other surrounding counties. So they said, these are very serious charges, and what you really need to do is have an attorney assist you. So they basically said, here, we're going to assign you a defense attorney. And that's good advice for anybody. If you have to go in the court system and you can't afford an attorney, take the attorney, even if you have to pay for it later. So,
she should be aware of this already.
Yes.